Hello everybody! Today was Apple's annual Worldwide Developers Conference. This year Apple let the cat out of the bag pretty early and told us that they were going to be discussing iCloud, iOS 5, and OS X Lion. So I'm going to be doing one video for each segment that they covered, and in each of those I'm going to talk about the things that I thought were most interesting about what was announced today. So this is part 1, OS X Lion. Out of all the features discussed today, there were 4 things that really stuck out to me. Number 1 is multi-touch gestures. When we were first exposed to the swiping and full screen windows of Mac OS X Lion, I was not really a fan. Here's why. It seemed too much like they were trying to turn a professional computer, something that I use professionally, not everybody does, but that I use professionally, into an iPad. And that was kind of annoying to me. But now I'm starting to see the light. Full screen apps is going to make it so much easier to be productive, and you're not going to have to worry about making your window as big as your screen. And then they also said that if you use 2-finger scrolling to go up and down a window, that the scrolling bar will disappear, which is awesome because that'll be kind of like an iPad, which will just make the whole GUI look a lot better. And of course, I think it's 3 fingers that you swipe across the trackpad and you go to the next window, which I think is more productive now that I've thought about it more than when we were first exposed to it. If it makes your workflow more efficient and more attractive looking, that's when I'm on board with bringing OS X Lion and iOS together. It's when you start to lose functionality that I get a little disturbed. But we've never really had to deal with that yet, and I don't think we will at all. Okay, so number 2 are 2 applications that are going to be built into OS X Lion that I found extremely interesting. One of them is called Resume, the other is called Autosave. Resume kind of takes on an iOS type of feel as well, where if you X out of an application, when you go back in, it's right where you left it. If you close out like Twitter or something on an iPhone, when you go back in, you're in the same spot. That's going to be something that's on the Mac, which is really cool, which also means that you'll never lose a document again. They are going to even cover us even further with that with something called autosave, which will autosave all documents and all progress you make in an application. It's even more safety and backup security and all kinds of things that make people more enticed to use OS X. So the third thing that stuck out to me was conversations in mail. If any of you have like a Verizon phone that's a little bit older, like I have an MV3, it creates a conversation in your text message inbox. So you see what the person sent you, then what you said before that, then what they said prior to what you said, you get the picture. So in mail, now we're going to have that with emails, which is really, really cool because it's always kind of annoying to have to go to your sent box and see what you said in the prior email so that you're not repeating yourself, and it's just all kind of a mess and annoying and an odd type of workflow, whereas it would be so much easier to just see everything right there listed before you. So I think that that's going to be a really helpful and productive type of way to lay out your emails. The fourth thing that stuck out to me was the price point, guys. OS X Lion is going to be released for $29.99. That's insane. OS X Leopard, which was the most recent major overhaul to OS X, was, I believe, $129.99. Now, that's a lot of money, but I mean, it's an operating system. I understand why they price it like that, blah, blah, blah. The reason that this version is going to be so cheap is because it's going to be available on the Mac App Store only. I know a lot of people are really uncomfortable and hesitant about that. I'm all about it. The second that I saw the MacBook Airs that were released in October 2011, you guys saw my video on that, I knew that Apple was on its way into killing the optical drive. For the times that you do need an optical drive, Apple sells an external. That's what we get. We don't need to have one in the computer. It takes up space. It's kind of unsafe when you're walking around with the MacBook Pro. You kind of feel like, I don't know, it's a little more fragile because it has one more thing inside of it to break. Optical drives are out, guys. The next MacBook Pros will be without optical drives. I am making that prediction right now. So that pretty much concludes part 1, my thoughts and most exciting things that I saw in the OS X Lion release. What did you think of OS X Lion and the features that were discussed today? What were your favorites? What did you not like so much? I wouldn't ask you if I didn't want to know, so leave a comment below. Some people ask when they don't want to know, but I don't play that. As always, thank you for subscribing, thank you for watching, and if you're not subscribed, why? Just press this button. It's not even a problem. And don't forget to check out my website, www.caitlin.tv. You guys rock. See you in the next video.